process now. Firstly, what I would like to do is welcome everyone to this webinar titled Cultural Inclusion, Making Social Commentary, Insider Perspectives of the Artist. This Insea webinar has been arranged by the World Councillors for this region, Dr. Kath Grushka, Mr. Tim Dekane and myself as the World Councillors for this region. This week also, for many would be aware that it is International Arts Education Week, and events kind of celebrating visual arts and the arts is happening right across the world, particularly during this week. I would also like to acknowledge from my perspective the lands that I'm on, of the traditional owners of the lands where I am situated, and acknowledge that the lands and the Indigenous elders here have been the custodians and knowledge holders of this land for several thousand years. What we'll do in a minute is we'll go through the process of having two presenters. Anagard will present first, and then for about 20 minutes, and then we will move to Dr. Karaom for his presentation, and we'll have the questions at the end. So while you're listening, please keep your microphones on mute. If you have particular questions that you don't think you can leave till the end, please at this point put them in the chat and we'll address them in that way. I don't want to consume any more of your time, and so what I'll do now is hand over to Kath to introduce Anagard.
Welcome everybody to this webinar. This is a very exciting webinar because it's artists talking, and that's something that we, as educators, we love to hear. Anagard is from Jakarta in Indonesia. He's nationally and internationally known as an artist, as a mural artist, and very much as a community artist. And his cultural inclusion work is very important in his community arts space. So he's best known as community and street artist, working with stencil techniques across a range of communities in Indonesia and across the world. He has work, we've just discovered, in Melbourne, and I definitely know he has work in Adelaide in Australia as well. His themes cross a lot of important topics like the environment, preservation of land, community, culture, gender, and health issues. He's currently being featured on the website of New South Wales Arts Health for his work in gender-based violence and the climate of change, sexual reproduction, and maternal health. He trained originally as a fine artist, and his work explores current social issues through representations of Javanese culture, history, and traditions. Anagard's extensive experiences as a collaborative arts project manager across internationally and locally, and it's a great honour for us to have him speak today. I'm going to support him by clicking through the slideshow because Anagard gets best reception at the moment on his mobile phone, and so that's the way we're going to go. I'm going to share the screen now. No, I'm not at the moment. I'm not going to share the screen because it's not up. I thought it was up. Hang on. I've got to kill it off for a minute, and now I'm going to share again. Okay. So I'm going to support Anagard by just clicking on the slideshow for him. So I'd like at this point to introduce Anagard, and it's over to you, Anagard, to talk about your work.
Okay, thank you, Pat. Hello, everybody. I'm Anagard. Yeah, my real name is actually not Anagard, but everybody call me in my town as Andres. But I love to people call me as Anagard because I'm more comfortable if you call me as Anagard. Okay. I'm come from Sumatra, but now I'm live in Yogyakarta. Maybe I little bit correct. I'm not from Jakarta, but Yogyakarta.
Mm.
Yeah. So I'm coming here for the study. It was 2005 and came to study of art in one university called ISI, Art Institute of Yogyakarta, and my subject was sculpture. During the study, I was as leader of the student leader. So mostly I give protests and talk about social issue also. Because and then we have a big conversation about art as weapon for social change. You know, it's not only art, only make beautiful build a wall or painting for the big house. So that's like from that study, I was much changing thought about how art can be talk about anything, you know. So mostly now I'm since I'm graduate from was 2010 and keep doing make art on the street because I don't have friends anymore who send activities from the university, and then I decided to come to the street to make street art. So during the street art, I'm also not only personal street art, but I'm also doing my community project with local artists here. So I came with this, and then also I make some exhibition in Indonesia and some Europe and some other regions. So this like today, I'm still doing same job, and this is about my okay. Okay, this is work I made last year. I get an artist residency from Nanyang Art University, Singapore. So this is the one work I make a quite long wall, like 20 meters almost. I spent like 10 days or 15 days. Yeah, around 15 days. So actually, when I start to do this work, I start from make little bit research. I try to talk with the assistant of the professor from Nanyang. I told her, can you give me some little bit information about the Nanyang and the place of Nanyang, where about the environment of Nanyang, but finally I don't find a good issue about that information. So I try to, and then before I come to this residency, I get also a residency from one commercial gallery. I stay almost 1 month. During the project, I get chance to go to the Nanyang University to walk around. What more impressive for me, like in Nanyang University, they have we call Waterloo. Well, from Waterloo, I found a lot of concept where the Waterloo, a lot of some religion, some ritual of the religions there exist. You know, there's some like have the Jewish, they have Muslim, they have Christian also like church and then temple, and then what more impressive for me like a house in this from the street we can see that a different religion exists. Even capital more exists more than religion. People still talk about religion during the activity, you know. So that's like I said that how the the ritual modernist of industry, you know, people respect another religion. So that's how make me impressive about to create this concept about this wall, you know, like diversity of wall, you know. So that's mean about this wall, you know. So it's up community, like actually what they do, what the different thing from Jogja, really special for me is like a community, you know. mostly artists in Yogyakarta, they grow by their community. Everyone they have their own community, you know. So the big problem that when I was, I have a good community actually. So when I was a student, I was quite criticism, you know. So I had a big protest to a gallery, you know, like a mountain gallery, like a personal gallery. But in otherwise, I get kicked out from this community, you know. Then I start to build my community from the street community. So that community for me is like the one community who give me support a lot, you know. So until right now, I still keep doing. I still try to developing of them. You know, I try to promote them. So yeah, in the community, I work mostly in the village, not on the city center. You know, so I use the community, like my community, how to change the landscape of the village. You know, today so much massive. Industrial business came to the village, you know, like agriculture now changed, changing now to be like city, you know. So that's why for me, like really important artists work directly to the society, not only stuck only in the studio. So I talk to my community. We need to give contribution, you know, to our society, not only think about how you get money and from the art collectors, and it's really important. This issue for me, working with the community. Okay. Okay. This one piece I make up was 2016 when I got art residency in Adelaide. And the director from Adelaide offered me the concept about Beasley, you know. And so I try to see that I try to during that time I was during the 2013 until 2018 or 19. Mostly I'm my work mixed with the animal, human and animal, right? So mostly like a human baby with the head of the animal. So that's so during the so this is a good thing for me. Like when I was in Australia, I saw a lot of good idea about how I can adopt animals from Australia into my work. You know, with I mix with my characters, local Indonesian local, and and then we try to speak context issue what is happening in Australia. So that's why this piece with camera, with banana, with the head of the okay, Kasuari. Okay, yeah. So it's like a platypus, yeah, yeah. This is like from the my artist residency for the Asia Festival 2016. So this is like how the message we send to the public during this festival. We have a wall we call interactive wall during the festival. So we create a soft installation. So some artists like they have a because in my artist residency video is like a studio artist for the disabled artists in Adelaide actually. So I work with the disabled artists mostly. So some disabled artists I teach how to them make street art because they never come to the street. So I teach them how to make pencil technique. So we mix actually my work and the artist, we have same work together. So how to make interactive. So this is the one piece and one this small detail. Okay, this is like okay, this piece I made was 2002 years ago in Jakarta. So and this is their camp where they had big issue about our government will move our new capital to the Borneo. And somehow government will say that also we stop to deforestation, but somehow in a political issue they want to make move Jakarta, the capital, to Borneo. And what the big problem when you move to Jakarta, Borneo, how many will massive tree they will cut, how and what will be big problem will be bad problem for the local in Borneo. So the local techniques will be big problem, the disaster will come. So that's why when I came to Jakarta for this project, so I saw this wall, they have 2 trees. That's why, okay, this is a good issue talk about deforestation. Yeah, this is it about the okay. Mostly my work talk about the environment and with environment and mean comparison with local. So every single thing when mostly on the street, I came when I get the wall, I see the wall. Mostly I talk with local nearby the wall, near the wall. Example like when I saw one wall near the intersection. So I try to see what happened there and what issue can I solve also. So I try to make also little bit restrict to say that, talk to the local nearby near the wall. So this is like the how I start with my time of and what else like what is okay good. Also this is like this piece I make a quite also this was 2 years ago. It's like deforestation, same issue, and but this wall more reference is a good place because front of it was like a rice field, and then after rice field they have big factory, of this wall. They have big factory like how called this factory, sugar factory. The from the wall sugar factory from colonial era. So every year sugar factory production, they some make massive bad water, water for bad quality. They have some fish from the rivers get died from the from the factory. So that's why at this war I make it like no nature, no life, right? So, yeah. So one issue I talk about the tolerance here is like when I was when was 2019, it's also issue about intolerance is happening here. Something right now still happening sometimes. We never know, because so that's why the idea come from this award. So there's a big issue was one artist. He's painting. He just get a house for his family from the east of Yogyakarta, yeah. Because I'm not not much center quite east a bit, but there's an issue like when this artist get a renting house and then he get a protest for the local the neighborhood of the place. So that they say that you are different religion, you cannot stay here, you should move. It's not true, right? So then he started to make this protest, and he write letter to our king, because we still have an existing here in Yogyakarta. So they send to the also human rights about so it's not right if he should move because different religion. So that's why I like to welcome from all religions in Yogyakarta. Yeah, this is like a spray piece in this is like from the title from my solo show in Singapore. yeah, uh,
You keep going. Keep going.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Also, this is like okay, okay, yeah. So this is interesting for me. Like during the COVID, I make this piece really interesting because for me it's like COVID times like not is good thing we talk about art and issue COVID also, you know. I think it's not much artists work talk about the issue COVID in Yogyakarta. So this is a issue I'm gonna come out when I make this wall. I take inspiration for the one of festival, art festival here. So then I try to give my research how can get a wall is more how to say it, strategic place, you know, to painting. So I came to one hospital, and then I explained to them about this why I would like to painting about I would like to use the symbol of Mars. Or, yes, I want to give okay motivation for the local because one top of this wall is like shelter for the people who get case of the COVID. Yeah. Yeah, right. So that's why I make a research about this, and then talk about how the hope, you know, and this is art without discrimination. So this piece I make also give critique to the how art institutions so big control who the artist will they choose, who the artist will be represent, and yeah, we just kind of like a managing of the art gallery, right? And but also I talk about how art cannot be taught discrimination, which means that every art can be offset. Art not only talk only inside the gallery, but outside the gallery, you know. So that's why like so I just try to respond how to like improve this wall because with the fans, with the metal fans, you know. So I make as a jet. I thought that, oh, this is how it look at the gel. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. So this is a hope and butterfly. So this is like also during the COVID, yeah. Uh, um, look, this one I make in the center when after I organized one festival in Taman Sari neighborhood. They have a waterfall from Sultan Palace, the King Palace. So they after that after the local they call me how to painting all the neighbor house of neighbor, right? So and then one guy from Japan who live nearby also, they really interesting invite me to painting this piece. So they told me I want to make a hope because today COVID, you know, people little bit so much phobia and you know worry everything, you know, and that's why they asked me to say decide that maybe you can do like some you can see what you would like to say about hope, but I want a woman with a hand glowy, you know, there something. Okay, good. So this this story behind of this piece, like yeah, for me it's like we say that today the world is really open to speak and to keep what perspective the perspective of life, you know, and full of diversity, but still we still what how said worry, you know, and to how to see still under the control, not really free, you know, this world they still have a problem. Like Indonesia, we say that some is people here so proud to say, oh, Indonesia more diversity. yes, more diversity, but it's diversity of what people, but it's not about the perspective of the mind, Yeah, not, If in what happening in Indonesia now, we are different island. I'm like from different region, and came to Java Island. To, it means that I'm not, well, not really. Yes, in fact, I'm different of the look. And physical is different, not but thought is different. Like so, it still have a controls, and that's why the photo for the pigeon symbol of the fish. I said it here. You know, and then for the pigeon they have CCTV. Right. So what about CCTV? We make a joke here in the Western culture, Western life, social control is like CCTV, right? In here, social control is like treatment. Your neighbor, you never speak about you. Example, if I bring a woman come to my home, they will speak, and then they talk to the leader will come to me. It means that social control. If something happened to me, they will call police. It means that social control. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. As I said to you, like I'm work with but this all like I'm working with children since I was in a university. I'm always make a program for the local society in near my university. So we never we always say that let we need to give influence, to give contribution, you know, with our skill, we have skill of art. This art can be, yeah, give the give the local because art can be open for the different community, example, like they have a community what conservative, but with art we can come, they will open to us to do something. But if we are this not art is really good for us, for me to be an art diplomation, you know. Yeah. And yeah, I hope you can understand a bit. Sorry, not really academic, into academics. I'm really also sometimes make improvisation, and maybe it's what I was planning to talk, and that's maybe a little bit changing. And yeah,
Okay.
but yeah.
Thank you, Anagard. That was quite insightful and some great sort of images there and explanations. Really appreciate that. If there are questions that you have that you don't think you can keep in your memory banks, please put them into the chat function and we can come to them a bit later on. But I'm going to hand over to Tim now to introduce Dr. Karyam.
Hello, good afternoon. In the contemporary Philippine visual arts scene, Dr. Karayam's work is recognizable because of his singular use of just the color red, as you can see in the background of his in his background right now. No? He is a rising young artist with a formal fine arts training, but like Anagard, he has deeper roots in street art. His real name is Russell Trinidad, and he is just in his early 30s. He has prepared a special presentation for us that diverges from the 5-question format, but still answers the questions. Ladies and gentlemen, dear teachers, let us welcome Russell Trinidad, also known as Dr. Karayam.
Hello, mom and sir. How are you? So, good. Hi guys. Can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Hello?
Yes, we can, Russell. We're still waiting for the image. Started screen sharing.
Hello, guys. Hello.
Hi, Russ. Yes, we hear
I,
you.
I'm so sorry for the internet connection. Welcome to the Philippines.
Well,
Okay. So, okay. So, hi, I'm Dr. Karayom or Dr. Needle in English. So, this is I grew up in Pasay City in Manila, and I'm presently living outside Manila in Laguna province. So here I have a sliced head. So the half of me is Russell Trinidad, and that's my true name. And then my alter ego is Dr. Karayom. I got started in street art and needed an alias to avoid getting caught for vandalism. My name before was actually just Karayom or Nido. So and then here is the meat chart of myself. So I'm still thinking about what I still can do, what skills need to be injected, and what else need to be developed from drawing, painting, sculpture, poetry, and then the street art is my feet. It is where I started, where I took off, and then I get my name from an action movie title here in the Philippines, a Tagalog movie. It translates, I shall enter even the eyes of the needle, which I like it because I am willing to do anything for my art. And it became a doctor because I became obsessed with the horror films as a teenager. I was delayed in my schooling, and to pass the time and ease from my frustrations and loneliness, I watch a lot of horror films that help me deal with my mental state. And then I saw doctor characters, a villain, like, yeah, they were my favorite. So, and then I combined the two, Dr. Karayo, and then sound smart for me.
we lost him. Well, he's going to come back. Hi, Russ.
Hi, hi guys, sorry. So
Russ.
here it is. So yeah, and then let's begin. Okay, hello, sir.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yun. For the street art. So when I first started street art, so I have no group and then I used to send photos of my street art works to the blog spot. called Filipina Plan, and then I feel validated when my work features on that site, and then eventually I joined PSP, and then this work here, this is a 2013 work in Pasay, Manila. So for the higher areas, I drew with a metal rod pole, as you can see on the left nose of the picture, and then I use that pole as a scale and on how big I my artwork is. And then, yeah, there's also a shirtless person in the center. I usually work from 9 to 11 a.m. or 1 to 3 p.m. And my goal is to finish my work within 2 hours because it is illegal. Here is, this is my reverse graffiti, where I did not use paint, but of just dishwashing liquid, a sponge, and a bucket of water to create image from the dirt. Soot stained wall. I call this piece modern day caveman. I was afraid of getting caught, but I was sort of cleaning the wall anyway. And this is in Quiapo, Manila, and I did this within 30 minutes. I usually create stories related to the abandoned areas I paint in. I prepare to create stories about specific places, give life to it, and as if people still live there. Uh, I was invited to be part of Cavity Collective, street art group here in Philippines, in Manila. I had a group at last with people who had a similar interest and plans in life. So here we meet on Sunday to have a paint sessions, eat, talk, and this is the part of a long wall of street art. And I prefer to create works that interacts with the surrounding, including the community. So this was the part of collaboration with a photographer from US. He took me to a demolished area, and I paint imagined stories about the place. So, and then I also went from 2D drawings to 3D sculpture, and I'm still exploring how to bring out my 3D into from my 2D imagery. This is one for my first installation. I tried to turn streets into a museum. So it is. And then this wall from 2016. I took a day for me to paint this because I have no budget. So I used to I used my favorite paint pole to paint the higher areas, and I can go beyond a day because I have no permit during that project. And then although the security guard although the security guards allowed me to paint me on the wall, and then I gave them burgers. And people wonder why I paint uh, fast on canvas. It is because my street practice, and I'm thankful for my start in street art. I also explore other media like spray paint, and shall tell origins. Yeah, this is from I explore other medias, and then I shall tell the origins of my red drawings. Dr. Karayom, known from my red ink drawings, and at first started
Russ,
ball pen for this,
excuse me, Russell, excuse me,
and
sorry.
I to say something about devotion here. When you
Hello, Russell.
hello, I'm so sorry.
Can you turn off your camera so so your bandwidth is saved for the presentation?
Okay,
Turn.
sige.
Okay.
I'll try that.
All right. Thank you.
Okay, so it so where am I? So I honed my skills creating abstract images. Here, you can see my juxtaposing roller coaster with my religious imagery. I want to say something about devotion here. And when you pray or ask for intercessions, you don't know what's gonna happen. And then I am interested in doing this as a sculpture in the future. So, and here is a drawing from my 2013 where I used office materials, including bond paper, ball pens, stabilo, markers. I was starting to like red ink. And this piece is titled eldest, so because it reflects me, eldest child. So my friend from Cavity Collective was my office mate, and we used to draw and show our works to each other. This is why I started visualizing my feelings, putting them on papers because I don't want to keep them stored on myself. So or just to rot inside. So and then this piece is parents here in the Philippines, and then they will say, hindi kami tumatain ng pera or we don't cheat goals. So I try to visualize it and tell story through drawings. And here, you see members of the family decreasing on wall until the mother is all alone. This is drawn quickly. And then this happened to me where one day at the office, I found my lunchbox filled with ants, and I still ate from it because that's my only food for that day. So I just flicked the ants and drew this immediately after. So inspired by my lunchbox. And then these other drawings also about myself and my feelings. Being held prisoner in an office with a time card, for example, and on the left is playing around with my needles, uh, uh, with needles and pin cushions, and on the right is an ATM as a religious altar being worshipped. Basically, the experience of a working person. And then here on the left is a pirated DVD wrapper. So it's very common here in the Philippines. So where I inserted a drawing and then it is framed and ready to pin on the wall. And then the other one is your emotions is on your back. Yeah. And then the next work you will see that my drawing is turning red as we namumula in we say in Filipino. So here is my like my first uh red drawings. Here you can see is a red gashapon vending machine and being prayed over. You do not know this artwork tells that you do not know what you will get if you may not draw fine. If I may not draw finely, but I still try to create and finish images through my storytelling. And then this is about bullying, uh, how one become a bully and how one reacts to being bullied by becoming either a strong hardened bull or as hard as a rock. And then Yeah, here you see first works drawn using just red. So I release my feelings as a burnt out office worker through drawings. So even if I've gone through this and felt this, such wanting to sleep on the office computer as a pillow because it's too much work, or offering my entire self to your boss, hot or cold. So that's what I experienced in the office during my time in work. And then when I become a millionaire, I will create this kind of video game that the 2 point of views, which is a social commentary, where all kinds of abuse and violence is exposed and acceptable in society and as an open secret. And then I was drawing weirder stuff during by the 2017. I used to go to the office and finish my work quickly so I can do my art there. And where there's a lot of paper available, I only requested for the red ball pen. But my office work, I used just 3 ball pens, black ball pens, and you know where 2 other were for, and it's for my hidden agenda, being an artist. And then I was honest with myself. I just drew what is and what I feel. And then here is some of my new works during the pandemic days. So it's a bit neater, and I think my storytelling changed. It also effect of being quarantined at home, and it project the vibe of being isolated and the nightmares experience we all went through. And it's in the early days, and if you're already feeling of it, I use all of it in my art. So, and then yeah, the first wave in pandemic, where you don't know if money is coming in, if your art is gonna sell, or so you can buy everyday necessities, or at the same time we're gifted with all the free time to create art also. Those works are were getting darker, and which that's the time and my feeling where. So it was too heavy if I don't do I if I did not do anything. So I made art. It was what cured me during that time, and there were too many things going through my head, and art making became my filter. And then this is from my last show, last March, and this is the first time I showed my work on oil, because usually I work on acrylic, and then I this is an oil piece, and then I added colors from my red artworks. And then this show is titled Tunay na Pangalan ng Hindi Kilalang Anino. So it's the real name of the unknown shadow. So this show is my thank you to my alter ego Karayom, and my appreciation of my family, my partner, my friends. This show was like an appreciation and tribute to them. I'm not a good painter, but still I can see the crudeness of my painting, and I'm still proud of it. And I have done it. Each for me, each medium teaches you a specific discipline. Working on with oil took longer to finish an artwork. I was sitting for a long period of time. I always thought painting with the oil was corny back then, but I finally did it. I chilled out and relaxed. I just sat around and painted, and I had a great time during this kind of uh show project. Yeah, and then I
Hello.
just hello,
Sorry.
hello, yeah.
Hi, Russell. We the 20 minutes is up. If you want, you can like forward your slides so that we can see the rest, so that you can reach up to the end.
Okay, sige.
Okay. Thank you.
So these are some samples of my sculptures. And then, yeah, it's from the 13 artists. It's for in Cultural Center of the Philippines. I created 300 figures, one of one design, and then after that, it was nominated in Ateneo Art Awards, and then I also installed another piece there, and then after that, I was nominated as for a 13 Artist Award here in the Philippines, and then I created this kind of uh, piece. It's entitled Isla Inip or Isle of Boredom. So this is interpretation of our national heroes here. This is the corpse of our national heroes here in the Philippines, named Jose Rizal. And then yeah, I tried to recreate my own island here and then do some sculptures. And then after that, I was given a chance to have a show on Paris, 2019, I guess. And then they gave me a huge room, and then as you can see, the sculptures is on the middle, and then the what you call this, the murals. Yeah, I love the murals, and I finished it within like 3 to 4 days because I wanted to go around in Paris. And then, yeah, I had a great time doing that. Only a ladder and a pole. And then I enjoyed it a lot during this project.
All
And
right.
then,
Hello.
yeah, doing that.
Hello, Russell. Yes, we have
Yeah,
to
so,
end your presentation so that we can still have 5 minutes for
okay,
question
sir.
and answer.
Okay,
All right.
sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank you to both presenters. There's really some intriguing work and exciting things happening there. We do have a little bit of time for some questions, and there was one question that Kathy had put into the chat function about you, both of the artists taking risks in what you do. So again, Anagard and Dr. Karyam, can you just tell us briefly about the kind of risks that you are taking with some of the work that you're doing?
Is Anagard back on yet? He might.
Yeah, Anagard, if you could.
What's that? Sorry.
You Kath.
Okay, Anagard, I had a question about the kind of risks that you take with your art. I know that, could you elaborate? There are personal risks in your art making, but there's also risks to community and the way community sees you. Could you elaborate on that? Mostly because I know sometimes you wear a mask.
That's a bit understand. Sorry, look, Jen, can you help me? What is it?
Risks. What kind of risks do you take when you make your art?
You mean like risk is what?
Putting subject matter up that might make people feel uncomfortable, for example.
Okay, I understand. Oh, like religions
Religion, yeah.
and like forms, like society, something. And that's like this is a big problem if you do something in country because it's quite conservative country. But this topic, but you talk about politics, sometimes also it's problem. Also depend of the world, and with this I will put and mostly last year I no, 2 years ago was a big problem also. I become problem with the government, with big protests, how some painting in other city get removed. Also, and then I say to my community, it's not good. We should give protest to government, and I'm trying start to go to the center of my town in Yogyakarta. We do big wall in illegal also during the day, and yeah, not enough in total hour we remove our painting and bomb big issue about this, and all journalists, all media, and some we call, I don't know, some get terror also, of this. Then yeah, quite this is the big part, but after that it's fine. And I don't have so much. Today I am the people here the concept my work. Before I was like I spent like when I'm start I'm like up from 2010 until 2015 I was totally illegal street up because my work mostly illegal, black and white, you know, like yeah, black and white, one color, two color. So I go then middle and like I go out from 1 a.m. until morning. So now I change my work as a career, not only activism, Activism is different thing I can do, not but in aesthetic developing I do so there is so I can put the issue about my work into the yeah, into the aesthetic, So how aesthetic and issue can be, people can unset it, because this work is not only one how to say, one meaning. They have meaning. They have different perspectives. People can unset your work, And so that's why like yeah, today it's okay. No. Only a problem I get a rise, get police, I get a rise in Vietnam. In Vietnam, I get a police when I was painting during the day in Vietnam, in Saigon. So police arrest me and then they said you cannot do a painting if you get permission here because they're not allowed for them. Then and then yeah, in Europe I do illegal mostly. I'm okay so far. I'm not get caught. Nah, in Australia, people love my work. So
Thank you for that.
okay.
Dr. Karam, would you like to comment?
Uh, my work, yeah, it's too risky for my work. Because of the imagery, and then they thought that I am a bad person or a demon type like that, and then especially when I do I transfer the imagery in streets, and they there's a lot of questions like what kind of creature is that, what kind of person issue, what are you working. So but for me it's like a good thing because I help them to what you call this you to open new ideas in their mind when they see my work. So it's, yeah, as Kuya Anagard says, that people have different perspective, and I embrace it even if they don't want my imagery. It's okay, but they see my works. But for me, my work is just like in horror origin, but most of my works is more of a storytelling and drama based on what I experience and what others experience around. So I think that's just it.
Okay, thank you both for peeling back a few more layers to hear about what kind of influences your work and the risks and the journeys that you go on with your art making. I'm conscious of the time. We're a little bit over the 1 hour. So again, I'd like everyone just to put their virtual hands or their real hands together to thank our presenters. And really, yeah, this has been a really insightful webinar. So thank you for sharing your stories with us. So thank you.
Thank you for having me here, guys.
Thank you. Thank you, Russell. Thank you, Anagard.
Thank you.